Broadcasting from Watts Creative Studios and live on Grove Street FM. You're listening to Talk Local to Me. Brought to you by the Central Virginia Business Coalition.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Talk Local to Me. I am Heather Alto with the Central Virginia Business Coalition.
And I am Mike Norfield with Visiting Angels of Lynchburg, America's Choice in Home.
Hi, I was waiting for you. Did you miss me? I know you missed me.
Been quiet.
Okay,
Been quiet.
Whatever. So we've
It's been like, 3 weeks since we've both been here? 4?
I missed 2 weeks and then you missed 2 weeks. So it's been like an entire month.
I've been really busy. I understand that, but you're a slacker.
Well, I mean, I was at Disney one of those weeks. So
that's why I said you're a slacker.
So much. So, yeah, a full month since we've been in the studio together.
Wow, look at that.
Crazy. So we have a couple of guests. We've got 3 guests today. Very excited to talk to all of them. And we're going to kind of kick off as we normally do, talking about upcoming events and happenings around our area. And, what better, thing to talk about than Christmas parades, which are coming up in this weekend. And I'm just ready for them to be over. To be quite honest.
Me too. I'm starting the float tomorrow, I think,
Yeah. You're starting the float tomorrow?
Starting the float tomorrow.
Well, I actually had somebody message me, I want to say Friday, and she's like, hey, can we still get into the Christmas parade? Somebody told me you started taking applications after Thanksgiving. And my thought process was like, why would I start the week before the parade? Like, I don't get it. Like, okay.
People just line up. It's not a big deal.
Did I let them in?
Yeah.
Yes, I did. But, and I got approval from Autumn, though. I have asked approval from her for all Bedford parade participants.
She gave you approval, but she also judged.
She judged me hard. But Lynchburg is I handle Lynchburg. So I asked myself and I said, sure, self, you can put somebody else in the parade. So we have this coming Saturday and Sunday. And let's talk about Saturday first, because we also have Foster Garrett here.
Hi.
And she's with the Bedford Area Chamber of Commerce. And so they have some things going on this weekend. And there's just so much to do in the town of Bedford this Saturday on, the 7th, for those of you who don't have a calendar, but Saturday, December 7th. If you are looking for something to do, look no further than the town of Bedford, honestly, this weekend, because there's so much, starting with the Christmas parade. So the Christmas parade starts at 11. And it goes through downtown Bedford. So people have been asking, what is the route? Basically, if you start lining up on Peak Street, we kick off right on College and turn onto Peak Street, go up to North Bridge. Then you turn onto Main, South Street, Washington, Center, Main Street. And then it ends over towards Westgate Village, and over there where, I always say the old Winn-Dixie. That's how old I am. I remember there was a Winn-Dixie over there. So I'm just aging myself, but
yeah.
So that's the route. We have, as of right now, over 130 entries. So when I say entry, that's how many, we have signed up. Now, some of these entries have multiple vehicles. So what did we say last week, Woody? It was going to be like a 6-hour parade.
It's a 6-hour marathon. It's a 2-day parade.
Yeah, two-day parade. No.
2-day parade.
But it's going to be a lot of fun. So Bedford, I feel like in the last, 4 or 5 years has really been bringing the parade scene. I mean, it's small town feel. It's just, you love being there. And I'm talking about, come and get your spot early, because people line up and you're like 2, 3, 4 rows deep of people lining the streets, and it's really cool. And a lot of our businesses that are in that have put a lot of work into floats, or they're handing out candy. Notice that I said handing out candy and not throwing candy at people and hitting them in the head, or throwing it out in the streets. But passing out candy, lots of really cool things. We've got Boone Tractor is going to be carrying Santa at the end of the parade, so nice. We're really excited for that. So yeah, 11 o'clock. Like I said, be there. Set up a little early. I've heard Woody. Little rumor.
Yeah, what's the rumor?
That we've got a really cool option this year for people to watch the parade if they can't come out in the cold?
Let's just say,
Let's talk about it.
Let's just say Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, it's got nothing on this setup. That's all I'm saying.
No, I'm really excited for it.
It's going to be great. We have a live commentary from Brian Schla and town manager Bart Warner. We're going to have a booth set up. They're going to be live commentary. They're going to tell the floats coming down the road, and it's going to be video. So we're going to have video on them, video on the parade, and a random third video. I don't know where we're going to put that yet, but it's going to be amazing. It's going to be top notch.
Yeah. So, we've had a couple of people asking about where to watch the parade if they can't come. And I think that's really cool because we have a lot of people that are shut in or they're, in assisted living or nursing homes, and they still get a lot of joy from watching the parades, and people have little babies. They can't come out. So this is a really good opportunity for you to still be able to watch it and it not be just me. The last few years, it's just been me hanging, standing there with my arm, live streaming from Facebook from my phone.
Your arm would start shaking after this one. Good Lord.
My arm was ready to fall off last year. And so I'm really excited. Thank you so much to Media Squatch
It's going to be great.
for putting this on.
Just download the app.
Brian and Bart being there.
Yep.
Brian keeps asking, he wants my parade list. I keep telling him it changes every day, but I'm going to try and get it to him by tomorrow.
Listen, Brian's a planner.
I know.
Every show he has an agenda.
I've seen his show, but his show notes. I know what they look like.
3 pages. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I could never be that organized. You know me. I just fly by the seat of my pants. So parade, 11 o'clock. And then after that, there is tons of things to do. But I want to kick it over to Foster. And we're going to talk a little bit about the Bedford Area Chamber and your Christmas market.
Well, before we kind of get into it,
I
do just want to thank you so much for having me on here. It is so cool to be your guest.
I know. I think I'm excited to have you guys on because you guys have your own show as well. Mm-hmm. So what is it? Chamber Vibes?
Chamber Vibes, but I didn't choose that name.
Apparently we don't like that name.
No.
Just kidding. Let's think of a new name for Foster's show.
Hey, I'm thinking about it. If you want to brainstorm with me, please give me suggestions.
Cool.
But yeah, it is really cool to be able to interview people, but you've got a completely different vibe here, and it's really cool. So thanks again for having me.
Thank you for coming. So I wanted to, I want people to know all the cool things that there are going on, because I think the goal for both, our organization, your organization, is to keep, people in the community working with local businesses, and just being interactive and keeping the town of Bedford kind of in the forefront, for whether it's just the downtown businesses or the crafters and the artisans and all that good stuff.
Yes, as I was telling you before the show, I have been telling so many people about the Christmas market, but also just about Bedford and the first Saturday of December in general, because that's really why we're having the Christmas market on this day, is to keep people celebrating in Bedford all day, to give them so many options that they don't have a choice but to stay here and spend their time here and spend their dollars here, and just to really enjoy everything that we have to offer, because the town of Bedford is the Christmas capital of Virginia, and we've been called that for 70 years.
Wow.
And I know, it's really cool. And it's partially because our best little town goes so hard on the decorations and making sure that people know about the festivities that are available to them, and all the downtown businesses go really hard on their decorations. But it's also because of the Elks National Home, which is now owned by Spring Oak Senior Living. Shout out to Spring Oak for really caring about that facility and recognizing it for what it is to our community.
Right.
And that's why we chose to hold our Christmas market there, because last year was the first time that we held it there. And it was an epiphany. Oh, we have a Christmas market. The Elks Home is the perfect Christmas place in Bedford. Let's do it. So we were having all sorts of people come from all over the region to come to the Christmas market. And they were talking to us, and we were like, have you come seen the lights? They're like, oh yeah, I've seen the lights since I was 5 years old. These are really a lot of older people.
Yep.
But they had never seen the inside.
Right.
And it is so all of it is really maintained. It's there's a lot of different murals in the banquet hall from World War II. A lot of the Bedford boys actually lived there in their senior years. So it's really interesting. And they also have a festival of trees that they do, which is very little known. And so it's just a great partnership. We loved being there last year. Our vendors loved it. And I didn't really know a whole lot about anything chamber or event planning or really anything when I started last February.
Yeah.
And so I've grown into this role, and I took it from like a 25 vendor market to like a 45 vendor market. So we're going to be inside and outside. The lights are going to cut on at 5, and we'll be there from 2 to 6 that day. So we tried to do it in like the nice bracket, like the Christmas Classic in the morning, the Christmas Parade in the like the late morning, early afternoon. Give people a break to go eat lunch locally.
Yep.
And then come out to the market, go to the Christmas tree lighting, go to the World War II radio show, go shop at all these different sales that small businesses are having around town. But we try to be really intentional with it, and I'm really excited to see how it goes.
Well, I'm excited to come shop.
Yeah.
Because that's what I will be doing.
A couple of years ago, we had an event with a couple different vendors and stuff through Spring Oak during the Christmas season. It wasn't
nice.
like a Christmas market, but like healthcare vendors and things like that. And we got to see all the trees inside, and it was really cool because, like you said, I've been going to the lights like pretty much my whole life, but had never really seen inside. And they do like a full, they decorate quite a bit inside as well. And it was really cool to see that in the different trees and things.
Fun fact, the if you go and you're looking at like the trees and things, there's also a big model inside of the Spring Oak Elks Home. And fun fact is, my father-in-law is the one that did the electrical, like the lighting stuff for that. Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's
I always
cool.
say that when I go in there. I'm like, hey, I had nothing to do with that, but my father-in-law did.
Yeah.
So
Your little claim to fame.
yeah. So what kind of crafters, artisans, like what do we got going on? What am I shopping for? I need to know what I'm spending money on.
Heather, there's so much there. It's crazy. There are some things that I didn't even know existed until they like applied to be a vendor. We have somebody that is going to be selling like inoculated like mushroom logs and like different things like that.
Oh.
Hill City mushrooms.
Yes, I love him.
Yes, I've actually
love Hill
shopped
City
with him at the Bedford Farmers Market earlier this year.
They're lion's mane. Have you ever had that?
Yes.
Oh, I saw them at the Forest Farmers Market.
Phenomenal, and so good when you cook it too.
Dude, I'm really excited. We have a woman, she's bringing her like food truck trailer, and it's called Ice Cream Obsession. And I was like, ice cream in the winter? And then I looked at her menu, and it's all Homestead Creamery ice cream, first of all, which is always cream, always good. But she has like different types of like eggnog ice cream.
Oh, Heather, you love eggnog.
Yeah, we were just talking about But it's going to be really cool. We've got kettle corn, we've got hot chocolate, we've got leather, we've got woodwork, local meat. We have a couple farms that are coming, jewelry, art, wax warmers, candles, tea leaves, dog biscuits. I mean, really, if you can think of it, it's probably going to be there. And the coolest thing about it is like all of these people, like this is not large business.
Right.
All of these people are really taking the time to make all of this stuff. And even if they're not making it, they have such a connection to it. We've got a Tupperware consultant coming, somebody from Scentsy, somebody from Paper Pie. There's a lot of cool stuff that will be there. And I'm excited to get to spend some money because I've got a lot of volunteers coming this year. Shout out to all of the local high schools for your service clubs. Your students are helping us out with parking and stuff. I ran parking the whole time by myself last year, and I was so sunburnt and windburnt. It was terrible.
Yeah.
I spent no time enjoying myself.
Right.
And so I'm going to go to every single vendor, and I'm hoping to buy at least something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to it. My plan is to finish up with the 6-hour parade and then head straight over there before the actual tree lighting piece of it starts in downtown, and be able to hit up the vendors over there, grab me some lunch in town, and go shopping. So I hope that if you're listening, you guys will put that on your list of things to do while you're here in town visiting, whether you're visiting from outside or whether you're local,
right,
and you're just looking for things to go out.
Yeah, it sounds like a cool day all the way around. Last year was the first year that my wife and I managed to go to the tree lighting in Bedford, and that was really cool. And we commented because we got to do like the carriage rides and things like that. And so it was the first time that we had really like experienced Bedford through Christmas, and it was really cool. And we were just amazed at how much like the town of Bedford comes together to do things for their community. It's really cool.
Yeah, I grew up here. I'm from Bedford, but I went to college, lived in Richmond for a little bit, and decided to come home. So last year, kind of similar to you, was like my first time experiencing Christmas in Bedford as an adult. I was so scared it wasn't going to hold up to what I experienced as a kid, and it did. And it was awesome, and I just really enjoyed it. And I'm hoping, I know I'm going to be really busy working, but I'm hoping that I can get out and still do some of the really nice festivities.
Right.
enjoy myself.
Yeah. Well, so it starts at 2
Mm-hmm.
and ends at 6. Now, is it a $5 entry fee? And what does that go towards?
Okay, so that goes towards us, but
There's no shame in that. I'm just gonna say, do not.
I always try to like justify it, but it's really cool this year. Like, I'm gonna justify you giving us $5 for coming in, but for every $1 you get 1 raffle ticket. And this was like an epiphany thing. I kind of did it like last minute, like, oh, this would be awesome. And I was just kind of asking around for raffle items, just hoping that somebody would give me something. And I got really cool stuff. So we've got a 1-year membership to King's Rental Club. They're super cool, new small business in Bedford. You can get any tools, event materials throughout the year with the 1-year membership. Awesome.
Okay.
Confident Equipment, which is the new Kubota Lynchburg dealership in Montville. They gave us a $250 gift card.
Wow.
Shout out Leah Jones. She was on my podcast this morning. She's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And Arthur's Jewelry, of course, donated a beautiful necklace to us. And we've got a couple other items, but those are like the big ticket things. And I'm just really grateful. Like when I last minute ask and people are like, yeah, I'm going to hook you up. That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, I think that's really cool. And, while I say like you shouldn't have to like justify the $5 entry fee.
You do it every time.
Well, I think people don't understand, and I'm just going to throw this out there for us and for like the Chambers of Commerce. We're a nonprofit organizations. So I think people think we like roll in the money and we're just like, there's no cares in the world about what we do. People are paying their membership dues and that's whatever. But really, it's not. And all of these events, all of the things that we put on for the community, Christmas parades, Christmas markets, things like that, if we don't have sponsors to match those, it's coming out of our pockets. Like we have to find ways to keep our doors running because the businesses that we have that are members rely on us to do what we say we're going to do. And in order to do that, we have to have money in the budgets to do so and have staff and put on all these great events. It's not something that we just snap our fingers and poof, here they go. They just happen. So, that's all I have to say about that. But I just, throwing that out there.
And it's, $5 is not a lot of money compared to what you're going to spend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and you're going to find some very unique items and some great deals, and it's totally going to be worth the $5.
Yep.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
I agree.
So.
Well, that is super cool. So before you go, because you mentioned, and I don't have a ton of info on it, so you may know more than I do. The World War II radio show. Is that at the Bauer? Where is that at? The Bauer Center?
Yes. So that's going to be at the Bauer Center. I think it starts at 6. Don't quote me on that. But that's something that Doc Rock at Smith Mountain Lake, which is a newer radio.
Yeah.
They're putting that. Yes. And they are doing that because they got to know Mr. Parker with the Bedford Boys Tribute Center, and they found out that him and Linda are trying to buy their building.
Right.
And so after hearing their story, after getting to know a lot about the Bedford Boys, they decided to put on this show in order to raise money so that they can purchase their building. So that'll be at the Bauer Center. It's cool. Like they're going to have like the Candy Striper girls, and it's going to be like an immersive experience from what I know.
Okay. Very cool. So that is something that people can go to. Like we're going to light the tree at 6 and then run really fast to the Bauer Center. Yeah. Get in there and watch the show. So
luckily they're not far apart.
Yeah. 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 So, you can start as early in the town of Bedford as like 6 a.m. if you're coming to get ready for the Christmas classic. You crazy people that run.
I know.
That's all I'm going to say about that.
It's going to be a cold one too.
I'm standing there like every year I'm like getting people lined up on college, and like the race starts and I'm standing there just watching. I'm like, yeah, okay.
They're on a completely different vibe right now.
For you guys, and their tutus and their elf hats and all this stuff. And I'm sitting here.
I'm sitting in my car with the heated seat, the heat on, and the Christmas music playing. Like, you guys go for it. Like,
so maybe next year. Nope. Yeah. So yeah, Christmas classics happening. Christmas parade after that. Head over to the Christmas market over at the at Spring Oak. I keep wanting to call it the Elks Home just because that's what I grew up calling it.
Right.
But it's Spring Oak.
So I'm in the healthcare industry and people still call it the Elks Home.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, you mean Spring Oak? And they're like, yeah, I keep forgetting what the name is. So
no, I was talking to Tina Anderson, who's their new community relations coordinator there, and she's one of our ambassadors. So I'm with her. And it's like a unique like issue that like it is always just going to be the historic Elks Home because it is a national landmark. It's a Virginia landmark, and that's just what our community knows it is. But I think it's cool to kind of consider Spring Oak to be the stewards of that land and that facility. Like they're the ones that are really investing, and they are investing in it. It's really cool. They've done some upgrades to a lot of stuff that needed.
Yeah, and I was really worried when they were the Elks Home was up for sale, because I was like, well, are they still going to do the Christmas lights? And getting to when they did their ribbon cutting and things like that, being able to talk to them, and they were like, no, we know that's important to Bedford, and like we want to be part of this community. We're not just running a business and it just happens to be in Bedford. We want to be part of Bedford.
Yes.
And that reassured me quite a bit that it was going to be a good move.
And shout out to the town of Bedford's Public Works Department, because I think during some of that transition, they actually came over and put up some of the lights that one year to make sure they didn't go away. So I'll throw that quick shout out. But yeah, so go shop. And then there is also, if you need more things to do, run by the Bedford Welcome Center. They are hosting their Festival of Trees. That's up and running right now. They have all those fabulously decorated trees. You can go in and vote for your favorite. Money goes to the charity of that tree's choice. And one of my kids' favorite things to do, or kid, I guess Autumn and Hunter don't really go to anymore because they're older.
They're adults.
But my younger one, she loves to go to the scavenger hunt. You can go in there and look at all the trees, and you win a little prize at the end. So that's really fun. And a lot of times they have hot chocolate and things going on there. So you can go and hit that up. And then the tree lighting festivities in Centertown start at 3 and go till 6 when we light the tree. So in speaking with DJ Showtime, who helps to, he basically gets all of that together for the tree lighting. He was telling me yesterday they've got the snow machine coming back. That
was a lot of fun last year.
Yeah, hot chocolate, cider. I think he said he's going to have Anna and Elsa and Olaf. Like he's got characters coming out that are going to be walking around for the kids.
What are you dressing up like Olaf? Is that what?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm going to sing and dance. I've got a whole thing planned.
It's going to be the Bigfoot.
Sorry, I forgot my manners. Dr. Woody.
Dr. Woody, yes, that's the plan right now.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool.
Yep. And they have pony rides. Little Acorn Farm is going to have pony rides there. The carriage rides, which are separate from the pony rides, are back.
Nice.
The carriage rides will be down. You can at Bridge Street Cafe. That's where you go line up to get them. They are first come, first serve. There's no
and that was a great experience last year.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Oh my gosh.
But just know, the line will get long, and at some point they will cut the line off because they only have so many hours to get it done. So if it's something that you're really looking forward to doing, I would really plan to hit that up towards the beginning part of the 3 to 6 time frame and trying to get your carriage ride in. But they do also have other times throughout the month that they're doing the carriage rides over at the Spring Oak, that you can go through and see the lights too. So I think we've posted that flyer as well for people that may want to look at a different date if they don't get it this coming Saturday.
Gotcha.
And then the Bedford Farmers Market, also coinciding with the tree lighting, we'll have a farmers market kind of Christmas market going on as well down in the farmers market area. So
very cool.
And that's from 5 to 9 p.m. isn't it?
Yeah.
So you can start
it's a
your
full day.
Yeah, you can start your day at 6 a.m. Go till 9 if you want to. Just do it.
That'll be what good old me is doing for the most part.
You poor thing.
I won't be sleeping. Yeah. We get over there to start staging at 6 a.m. So it's going to be really cold. If someone could talk to the weather, I would appreciate it. It's going to be in the 20s. I'm not at all looking forward to that.
Yeah, you have to put your short johns on.
Yeah.
Long johns don't fit.
Long johns don't fit. Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. It took me a second.
I've been holding on to that one.
I appreciate the short joke. So yeah, am I forgetting anything? Is there anything I'm missing? I feel like, the luminaries are going to be up. The Flames of Memory at the D-Day Memorial too.
Yeah.
You can drive past and see those. And I think
that'd be cool.
I think that's it. As if there's, that's a lot.
As if we didn't rattle off 15 things.
Yeah, and that's just Bedford. So Lynchburg Christmas Parade Sunday. Make sure you don't forget that. No, but yeah, Lynchburg Christmas Parade is Sunday the 8th, and that kicks off at 4.
Yeah.
It comes from City Stadium, goes up Oakley to Memorial, and heads all the way down Memorial Avenue to EC Glass. That should be a really great parade
so
as well.
So it's not downtown this year?
Is there a way to cut his mic off? Rest of the show. I just needed to be gone. I'm just kidding. No, Mike, it will not be back in downtown Lynchburg.
Okay, good. Because it's such a much better setup in Midtown.
It is, yeah. Well, again, and we have this conversation every year, but with construction, with the growth of the downtown area in Lynchburg, it really is not
the size of the parade.
feasible, right? And the size of parade, it is not feasible to stage a parade in downtown Lynchburg. And as much as I hate it, as much as I would love to bring it back and have that downtown feel like we're able to do here in Bedford, it's just not something that we can do. A lot of times the parade will wrap around onto itself downtown, just the way it rolls, and it's just, it's not happening. So, but we do hope people will come out and line the streets of Lynchburg and watch the Lynchburg Parade on Sunday. Like I said, from 4 probably till about 6, we've got right around 100 entries for Lynchburg. So it should be good. It should be really cool.
Yeah.
There's also other things going on too. If you're looking for another parade and you can't do Bedford or Lynchburg, Amherst Parade is Friday. This coming Friday, the 6th, in the evening. Alta Vista's parade is the Saturday, the 7th, but it's in Alta Vista at 5, I believe. It starts at 5 p.m. So either of those two options are there for you as well if you live not in Bedford or Lynchburg and want to check out Amherst or Alta Vista. I like to throw those out too. So I think that's it. I feel like we've spent like a bajillion hours on just what's happening in Bedford, but it's truly so much, and we're so excited. Thank you, Foster, for coming on and chatting about the market. Where can they find out more information if they're listening? They want to just kind of make sure they got all the dates right and times and all that good stuff.
So you can go to our website, bedfordareachamber.com. We have a full calendar of events on there, which is super useful, not only for finding our stuff, but just like anything that anybody might have put on there. Or our Facebook. I keep up with the Facebook pretty well. So there's an event on there as well. And you can go ahead and click interested. I think I've gotten like 2,200 responses, which I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
That's awesome.
I know.
That's awesome.
I'm really excited. But thank you guys so much for having me.
You're welcome.
So
Foster,
fun.
we ask our guests the same 2 questions every time. I'm going to give you different questions.
Oh, okay.
Because you're not part of the CVABC because you're the Bedford Chamber.
Truth.
But we appreciate collaborating with you. So what is your... So I'm going to ask you a different question. We usually ask, like, how long have you been part of the CVABC and what's the greatest benefit? I'm going to ask you, what's your favorite thing about the town of Bedford?
Ooh, I like it.
Oh, that's such a good. Okay, that's so good. I love its walkability.
Okay.
I love to walk around
Good answer.
Centertown.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel like an adult. It's like a breath of fresh air when I'm doing it. I get to see the peaks. There's so many cute little shops. And I always talk to people when I'm on the street. Like, somebody was lighting up a cigarette right in front of me when I was about to cross the street earlier, and we talked for a minute about how cold it was, and he told me, have a blessed day. And like, even just interactions like that, it makes my day. That's like my favorite thing about the town of Bedford. It's just friendliness, being able to walk around, enjoy myself, enjoy life.
I like it.
I like it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Glad you accepted it.
Yeah. It was a good answer.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Did you have a second question? Or
No,
just the one?
that was it.
Okay.
Just the one.
I said I
I know
usually-
you asked 2.
I usually ask 2 questions.
Okay, I'm looking at you like, what's the second question, Mike?
So
I killed it so hard he didn't have to ask.
That's
that one.
who's your favorite podcast producer that his name starts with W?
I'm gonna have to think about that one.
Okay.
Oh. Woody's pretty cool. He's
I like
alright.
it.
I
Yeah.
just push
I love you,
buttons.
Woody.
He's all right.
Yeah.
He's all right. I'll go with that. He's all right.
He's all right.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on and talking about, all the happenings. And I know I will see you on Saturday. And thank you for the hard work that you were doing to put it on.
Thank you, and good luck, and stay strong, soldier.
That's right. That's right.
Right.
I'm just going to pass you by when you're like going
I
to the
know.
Elks. I'm like, hey,
If you don't make it,
What's up?
I'll know what's going
You see
on.
me laying in the
I'll say a
street?
prayer for you.
I'll be laying on College Avenue when you're coming to set up for the thing. You'll be like, oh, there's Heather.
Oh, there's Heather.
Let me pick her up. So anyway, well, thank you so much.
Thank you. You guys have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, you
You
too.
too.
All right, bye.
Okay, so talking about, cold and stuff happening. I'm just not looking forward to it. But we are going to talk to our next guest. Hold on as I get my Mike Dodson. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
I am glad to have you here. If Lisa's listening, Lisa, I miss you. I thought you were coming, but
Yeah, I thought I was going to see Lisa today.
Cool.
Like, not that I'm disappointed, Mike.
Oh, no, I get it.
I'm almost kind of relieved because, like, trying to keep up with her sometimes is hard, as you know.
Yeah, I don't know how long the show is, but she can make it go a lot.
Yeah, it'd be a 6-hour show today,
Yep. just
and I
like
can
the
say
parade.
that safely because she's not here.
Yeah.
So we're going to be talking to Mike today about your new business, right?
Yep.
How exciting for new business!
Yeah, I love it. Omega Disaster Restoration. So tell us a little bit about Omega Disaster Restoration, like kind of like how you decided to get started?
Yeah. So we're actually based out of Richmond. And it's really cool because one of the big things we want to do is we want to really serve. That's the main thing. And regardless of how that is, because there's a lot of times that in this industry of restoration between, cleaning up waters, fire, mold, things like that, floods, like we had back a few months ago, all of those things, a lot of people miss the fact of, what else is there? Well, we also do restoration as far as putting the house back together or the building back together. The reason I got into it is because I started in this industry 20 a lot of years ago.
20 lot.
Yeah, it's and so I kind of fell in love with the fact that I never see anybody on a good day. If somebody calls me, something drastic has happened.
Right.
And even if it's not the biggest thing in the world, it is to them at the time.
Right.
And so that's what I really love about this industry and why I always have loved it. But when we got into it with Omega, like I said, I've done this 21 years. With Omega is really cool because there is an umbrella to what we do. So we not only do the water, fire, mold, reconstruction, we actually build custom cabinets. Ground up, all real wood cabinets, countertops, all kind of good stuff. So we're more than just, cleaning up a mess.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
That's good to know because I think a lot of people, when they think, disaster restoration, like that's what they think of.
So you're actually restoring it to like it was before or even better, because
Absolutely.
sometimes you can, for the same price to put it back like it was, you could make an improvement or move something here or there, things like that.
Certainly.
And kind of make the best of a bad situation.
That's right. And at the same time, we also offer standalone construction services as well.
Okay.
So if it's a kitchen remodel, and then, like I said, we've got the cabinet division. So we can actually come in and, tear it out, rebuild it, make it the way you want it.
Okay. And what's the kind of the smallest thing that you guys do? So if somebody wants to has just a little project in their house, are you guys a good fit for that? Or
yeah, we've done. I mean, we can do anything as far as changing carpet or changing a vinyl floor, any of that stuff, all the way up to building you a new house if you want it.
Okay.
Oh, I like it.
Very cool.
Okay. And you guys are independently owned, right?
We are.
Okay.
Yep. No franchises. We are all. I guess you could say we're the lone wolf.
Right.
Pardon the pun on the logo.
Right.
Well, actually, that's cool. I didn't even notice that your logo had the little wolf in it. That's really cool. Now, what are areas? I know you say like they're based out of Richmond. What areas do you guys cover in our area or surrounding areas?
So we cover Lynchburg, Bedford, Campbell, Amherst, all these, of course, counties and the municipalities in between. Roanoke, all the way up to Blacksburg. Then we go all the way to Charlottesville, and then we run the state line down Martinsville, Danville, all the way to Clarksville.
Okay. That's a pretty big area.
That is a big area.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Now, I know you guys do, disaster response. You have a 24/7 emergency disaster response. What qualifies as a disaster?
Well, that's
when people think disaster, what is that?
Well, most people associate the word disaster with hurricanes, tornadoes, events like that. But a disaster can be something as simple as overflowing a bathtub,
Right.
overflowing a sink, which I almost did.
We had a situation where our air conditioner, the condensation drain got clogged, and it leaked and started dripping into our living room from a unit that was upstairs. It wasn't a lot of visible damage, but it was a disaster to us because it was like, I don't know how to fix that, things like that. So that's something that would be, disaster can be from the whole house is completely destroyed and unlivable to just a minor inconvenience, really.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things I've told people for years when they ask me what a disaster is or what constitutes it.
Yeah.
A disaster is whatever you see as the disaster.
Right.
So, it can be somebody that was doing work in your home. Not us, we're more mindful than this, but they came in and they did drywall work and didn't exactly put a vacuum to the sanders, and next thing you know, you've just got this massive cloud.
Right.
So, even that's considered a disaster on our part.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm sure most people are probably thinking like fire. I think a lot of people don't realize with fires, the damage isn't so much the actual fire as it is the smoke,
Right.
or the water damage that you get
when they
from
put the fire out.
putting the fire out.
Yeah.
I know that you don't really think about like, oh, it didn't hit that area, but then, it's the soot and the just the warping of stuff and all those things. I almost had, I think at Thanksgiving, if you're trying to thaw like the turkey, like people put it in their sink.
Oh.
I asked my daughter, I was like, hey, put the turkey, because I wasn't at home. I said, put the turkey in the sink. I said, just fill it up a little bit and, let it go. And I should have known better to tell the 12-year-old to remember to put the turkey in the sink, turn the water on.
Live and learn.
Thank goodness after I hung up with her, I thought about it. Called her back, and she walked back there. She was like, "Oh my gosh, it's just getting ready to fly." I was like, "Turn it off!" It was like that. Yeah. So I averted a disaster.
Right.
That at that point, because that would have not been good. But I think it's good to know that like what you said, some people see disasters differently. But if it's going to affect you in your home, or you're going to potentially have to put money out of your pocket to cover something or restore something or anything like that.
And do you guys work with insurance companies and things like that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I know when we had that little disaster, our insurance company was actually great about it, and we managed to get it all fixed and done and things like that. And it was good, but we didn't have to deal with the insurance as much as the company did. So that was
right.
That takes a huge burden off the homeowner, because we don't know how to navigate and say, hey, we need more for this, or things like that. So
exactly. And that's one thing we try to do. And we've trained our techs to really work with a customer to go through from our office call all the way to the end. We want to let you know that we're going to be there to help you all the way through the process, not just, hey, we're coming in to do the work. We're going to try to lift as much of that burden off of you as we can.
Right.
So you have certifications, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
What types of certifications do you guys hold? Because I know to some people that's a big deal. They like to know, and I always tell people, if you're looking for someone to come help you with any project, make sure they're licensed and insured.
Right.
Yeah.
So what kind of certifications do you guys have?
So I'm one of about 8,000 people in the world that's triple master certified in literally everything restoration.
That sounds really important.
Yeah, triple.
Yeah, it looks good. It just doesn't have all the big initials at the end of your name, you know, like doctor or anything like that.
I'm a CDP, but nobody ever knows what that is. So.
I got you.
Yeah.
Coin deposit people.
That's exactly what I am.
I thought so.
Yeah.
But I'm certified, and our crews are certified as well. I'm certified in everything from fire restoration, water restoration, mold mitigation, trauma and crime scene certified.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, there's a little bit of everything, and all of those encompass several other things. So, upholstery cleaning, carpet cleaning, all of that good stuff.
Crime scene certified. So, if something happens, they can call you and you can come tell them, whether or not, if a fire started, you could tell them whether it was actually, legit, an accident or real?
Ours is more of yeah.
How does that work?
Well,
that sounds cool.
I'll tell you, I've met a guy in West Virginia 2 years ago, and he was a fire inspector, and we walked in this house or an apartment building, and he said, well, you don't have to tell me where it started. I can already see by chasing this and this and this. And I was like, well, that's pretty cool. So then I just got to tag along with him and show him all the areas that were affected.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched him analyze that fire all the way down to this one little teeny thing. And I can't remember what it was now, but it was a cigarette.
Mm.
And he traced it all the way back to the cigarette. And he said, I can tell you how it started. I can tell you what this did, how long it burned just about, and how hot it got. I was like, wow, that's impressive, all because of the lines on the walls.
Wow. That's super cool, because you would think the cigarette would just disintegrate. So how would you know?
Right.
That's amazing. So you talked about mold.
Mm-hmm.
And I know mold is a big issue in a lot of homes. Sometimes it's just because things aren't done properly and you get mold, or sometimes, something's happened.
Sometimes we just get really humid weather.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Starts growing. And
so what is mold remediation?
So mold remediation is the process of removing the molds from the structure.
Mm-hmm.
We do that by several different methods. One of them is, you want to properly filtering air, making sure that the air is filtered out and sent out of the affected areas. Removing the affected drywall or material such as that, because it becomes embedded in it, and that's where you get problems. And there's some you just can't see. And so when we come in to do a procedure, remediation procedure, we're working to eliminate the visible and the invisible. But yeah, by the time it's done, it's ready for post-clearance testing by a industrial hygienist, and they can tell you how clean the environment is.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I think mold is like, I hear a lot of people say it's kind of like that silent, like you don't know you have it for a while.
Right.
It can start to really affect your breathing, and like
Absolutely.
you get a lot of sickness and illness. And
some people are really sensitive to it. And I've got a friend that works at Lynchburg College, and she can only work in one of the buildings because it is completely free. Like there's just something in the other buildings that she's just very sensitive to. So some people can go a long time and not realize that they have a problem.
Absolutely.
So.
Well, and you know, a lot of people think that they only have mold if there's a huge water issue.
Right.
So if I had a pipe freeze the other year at Christmas or anything like that, okay.
Or somebody flooded the sink trying to thaw a turkey.
yeah, it
Right.
happens. It happens.
Yeah. And you know, a lot of people think that that's the only way to get mold is by a active water leak, but
Right.
the humidity is just as bad if you don't run your air conditioner in the summertime or you don't keep it controlled. It can get out of control real quick, and that's usually the invisible type because people are like, man, I just feel like I've got allergies all the time. I don't know what's going on. And most of the time when they call and say that, I go, you need an industrial hygienist, and let's see what you have, because there's something there. You just can't see it.
How does that work? Do you just come in with like something, or do you have something that can just tell you, like when you walk, like, do you have like, what's, you know, like in Ghostbusters when they have that little thing and they,
I was
they
thinking the
open
same
it
thing,
and it like boop, 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 boop.
What's that thing called, Woody?
Proton pack?
No,
Well, no, that's the thing on my back.
The detector.
Oh, gosh, I don't know. That's
I don't
a
either.
good question.
But anyway, that's kind of what I foresee. That's what I foresee Mike walking in with. Like, do. No, but seriously, how do they
have
do
something
that?
similar to that?
Okay.
You know, I've got one that's use infrared cameras, thermal imaging, all that good stuff, and then you know we have the meter. We put that thing up, and you'll hear the beeps. But actually, now that I think about it, most of the time, if we're doing a mold remediation, we look like the Ghostbusters and the white Tyvek,
Right.
the backpack vacuums, and maybe we should do a Halloween parade. We'll dress like that and walk down the
There you
street.
go.
Yeah, that would be fun.
It's called a PKE meter.
That's
everybody.
it, PKE.
Okay.
There you go.
The way to test for mold is by several ways. You can do swab sampling if you can see something, or if you suspect a surface that's affected with mold. Air sampling will give you good results. There's also other kinds of sampling that's you get the swab tape samples, or another one that you can send off to a lab.
Okay. Very cool. So, you know, we've talked about, you also do like the wooden cabinets and like, you know, the custom countertops and things like that. But I also read where you guys even can do like dumpster rentals.
We're getting that started soon.
That's cool.
That's our next opening here. We've already done it in Richmond, and it has taken off, and so now there's dumpsters everywhere with our names all over it.
I was joking with my husband the other day. I was going to rent a dumpster and just clean my house out, like throw it all this stuff in the dumpster. Instead, we'd have to put it on the trailer and drive it back and forth, you know, all over the place. But
I've got to hide the stuff when we get them in, because if we don't, Lisa will have one put at the house, and she'll be going, "Hey, he doesn't use this. He hasn't used this." So.
Right.
Now, where do you guys have a showroom, or you know, where are you guys set up at?
So we're set up at 40 Exchange Drive in Rustburg, directly across from highway from Highland Heights Baptist Church.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're in the process of getting the showroom built. We're building all brand new cabinets to put in it. We're not using some we built, and you know, just
You're not using the extras that are in the corner. You're actually building it to show the kind of work you can do.
Absolutely. Yeah. So once we do that, we're going to have the best fragrance in the showroom in Lynchburg, because we'll have nice chocolate chip cookies baking all the time, and I'll gain a lot of weight. So we'll have to expand the doors.
Yes. Sounds like a plan. I'll have to come by and check out the chocolate chip cookies. I mean, the showroom.
That's right. And we're hoping to have that open. Right now we're looking at February.
Okay.
To get that.
So very early spring.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
So we're going to cut to a quick commercial. Look at what he's over there, like not even listening to me. We're going to cut to a quick, no, I'm just kidding.
I'm always listening.
So we're going to cut to a quick commercial. When we come back, I want to ask Mike about fire and water safety tips for the winter. Hey, Mike, let me tell you about our friends at Freedom Heating, Air, and Electrical. They're veteran-owned, and not only do they handle your heating, cooling, and electrical needs, but now they've added plumbing services too. These guys are really covering all the bases.
And they just launched the Freedom Home Guard whole home membership. With this, you get year-round protection for everything. Plus, if you're looking for peace of mind during power outages, they've got you covered with generator installations too. Priority service, discounts, and protection for your whole home. Heating, cooling, electrical, plumbing, and generators. Whatever you need, they've got your back.
So if you want complete home protection, check out Freedom Heating, Air, and Electrical. Trust me, your home will thank you.
Freedom Heating, Air, and Electrical. Serving those who serve us.
Trust me.
Trust me.
Heather, I trust you.
Well,
You told me to trust you.
Everyone
That was a
should.
great commercial.
should
I don't
trust
think
me.
I've ever heard such a greatly produced commercial with
Yeah.
such great guests. I mean, such great hosts reading it. It's
Yes.
fantastic.
Yeah, but if you liked that commercial, if your business, wants to have a commercial on the show, whether you do pre-roll, is it pre or post-roll? How's it go? Pre, post?
Yeah, we can do pre, we can do post, we can do mid. You know
We can do
what?
whatever.
I will do whatever.
We can even do it over top of me talking, so people don't
we
hear
can double layer the commercial. It can be 4 commercials in one time.
Wow, look at that.
Sky's the limit.
Yeah, but no, we do look forward to helping our businesses get the word out about who they are and what they do, and with our live listener base as well as those that subscribe and download and listen to our podcast throughout the work week. It's a great opportunity to showcase your business for only $100 a month. So if you're interested, you can record the commercial yourself, or you can do as Freedom Heating, Air, and Electrical did and have myself and Mike do a host-read commercial on the show too.
And we have a great base of listeners that listen very faithfully every week and download later. Woody did text me this morning and be like, "You are coming today, right? Because the ratings are dropping like crazy." So,
Did not.
People were deleting the app, and I had to.
Oh, Mike, how
Mike,
I
we
missed
got to
you.
do something. Please come back. Please come back.
Done.
Please.
So,
Please, Mike.
But if you're interested in having your commercial on the show, please contact me. Let me know. We would love to, kick off the new year with some, new commercials and help your business out. So, Heather at cbabc.org.
Sounds great.
Now, back to, I was talking about the Christmas parade and weather and freezing to death. And I feel like I'm going to be very, very, very cold this weekend.
Yeah.
But, your house gets very, very cold if you don't have, speaking of heating, air, and electrical.
Right.
If your house is cold, you may want to contact them, get them to help you get that heat going.
That's right.
But sometimes the cold can cause issues. It can cause disasters like, plumbing, freezing, things like that. So
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about water and like fire safety for the winter.
So one of the biggest things that I've found over the years with especially water damage, one of the easiest ways to prevent it is if you, in the wintertime rather, is actually to unhook your water hose. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of times people don't think about the fact that water hose can freeze. It's got a little bit of water in it. And
my parents' water hose busted this weekend, and we went for Thanksgiving on Saturday, and my son was going in the back door and was like, "I hear water running," and went and turned it off. And luckily it was just the hose that busted, not the pipe. But that's that could cause a lot of damage, especially if the freezing gets into the pipe and breaks it inside.
Yeah. My daughter went out to water the pigs and hers was frozen. Yeah, she has pigs.
Okay.
It was frozen. So anyway.
Oh, your oldest daughter.
Yeah.
I was like, Riley has pigs?
No, I don't have any pigs in my house.
Yeah.
No, man.
Just Chris. And I can say that because he doesn't listen.
Yeah, facts. So.
But as far as the, safety and stuff like that, obviously there's some things that you can do to help prevent, not that I don't want to meet everybody, but serve everybody, but I don't think everybody would want me to be there.
Right.
So, changing things like your supply lines to your sinks and things like that are, in toilets. Those are notorious for blowing off. And, they just one day decide, you know what, I'm tired of working. I'm just going to let go now.
Yeah. I do that a lot.
Washing machine hoses. Yeah, same here. Washing machine hoses are notorious.
Okay.
They, realistically, if you change all those things about every 5 years, you're going to be in good shape. But I mean, obviously there's always something that can happen.
Okay.
So,
right.
That's the water side. And then you got the wonderful fire side. And especially this time of year where you have the heaters out, you may have a room that's colder and want to add a couple more space heaters.
Right.
And my daughter gets so sick of hearing me say this, but she says, everything's a fire hazard, Dad. I was like, I've been doing this 21 years.
But everything is a fire hazard.
It is really.
Yeah.
And so she's like, I walked in her bedroom the other day and she had plugged in her makeup mirror or whatever. And then she had the space heater plugged into. I was like, nope, that's got to go. Plug it directly into the wall.
Mhm.
Right.
Don't overload your power strips.
Right.
It's easy to want to do that 100 times. And Clark Griswold was the best at that.
Mhm.
Right.
But it's some of those simple things that, realistically right now we see a lot of space heaters causing a big problem.
Right.
But then you have the other problem that most people don't ever think about, and that's a puffback from a furnace, an oil furnace or anything like that.
Okay.
It builds up that sooty stuff, and then something malfunctions, and it just kind of blows air back through the system.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then you end up looking like you've had a fire, and all you really have is soot
Okay.
from your furnace.
Yeah. Kind of the same thing with like people who operate wood stoves, and they don't think
Right.
about cleaning their chimneys like before because it gets like creosote buildup in the chimney area.
Yeah.
And that can cause a big issue too.
Yeah. We were working on our gas logs last night because they haven't worked for about a year because they had a malfunction. So we had just cut it off and just like not worried about it. And my son Dylan is very, very good at finding the solution to problems when something doesn't work right. So he was looking at it last night and reading the manual, and he's like, I think I got it fixed. And I was like, if that doesn't fix it, we're just going to take it out and we'll just burn wood. My wife was like, absolutely not. Like that just makes more mess.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
Even gas logs. I actually did a house a couple years ago that actually was gas logs that caused the smoke appearance in the house.
Oh.
Hmm.
And so we ended up having to clean up after that.
okay. And you were talking about water damage and things like that. So I have a friend that found a deal on Amazon for like the water detectors and things like that that'll actually alert to your phone.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that those are a good idea to have so that you're aware of a small problem before it becomes a big problem? And
Yeah, absolutely. I did a huge water damage years ago, and the only thing that made the people know, because they lived out of state, they had a vacation house up at the lake.
Yeah.
And so while they were gone, their neighbor would ride by and just look at it. And he saw an alarm going off, and then an alarm responded to their phone or dispatched to their phones. And it was like, I need you to go back to the house and look, something's wrong. And
Right.
sure enough, water was running down 3 levels of the house
oh no,
Wow.
Yep. because of a $12 part on a toilet.
a $12 part.
Yep.
It's always the small things
It is.
that cause the most damage.
So
Supply lines.
how can somebody get a hold of you if they are in need of your services in any way, shape, or form? You guys do a lot of things. So in
Yeah.
any of those aspects.
So one of the ways is the website, which we've work on updating constantly, and that's www.omegadisasterrestoration.com. I have to be careful because I get it mixed up with my email address, and then people can't find me.
Right.
In Lynchburg area, you can call us at 434 616-4659, which I get that number confused with my cell phone number also. So it's wonderful. And then, like I said, once we get the showroom going, we'll be able to do a whole lot more because we have all kinds of good stuff coming in there.
Very cool.
You owe me a Pepsi, except for I don't drink Pepsi. Yeah, that's exciting. And, if you're interested in, having Mike come out, take a look at your home, see if there's anything that you may need, or if you're looking to do any type of renovations, I'm sure that he would love to come out and chat with you. Do you do like, what is it? Like a free consult if it's something they're looking at?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep,
Very cool.
Absolutely. And we've got highly trained people in all our positions. We want to make sure that we work to be the best and are the best for our customers.
And they will also be in both Christmas parades
All right.
this weekend. So look for their vehicle in both parades.
Yeah.
And thank you for coming on the show with us. If you need to get more information, you can also go to our website, cvabc.org. They're listed on our site
directory.
if you need, in our directory if you need anything from there.
Somebody told me the other day they were looking for a job, and I was like, well, there's a lot of companies at CVABC. If you want to kind of narrow it down to local ones, go to the directory and start looking through and see if there's something like, well, what do they do? And they told me, they were like, I went through that list. There's some good opportunities in there. And I was like, there you go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So we ask every podcast guest 2 questions.
Okay.
Foster got a little bit of different question today, but we'll give you the original question. Is that all right?
No, that's fine.
Okay. So one is, how long have you been part of the CVABC? And I know that you're new, so like hasn't been too long, but you've been associated with the CVABC and kind of known what we do for a while through Lisa and her previous employment, things like that. So
Right.
how long have you been part of the CVABC?
I guess that would be about 3 months.
Yeah, about.
Yeah.
I'll say about 3 months.
Yep. A newbie.
Yeah.
And what do you think is the greatest advantage of being part of the Central Virginia Business Coalition?
I was just blown away by how many different things are in that,
right?
And how much they help a business get growing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the coolest thing, is that I realized that it's way more than just an organization. It is actually as a huge helpmate, getting your name out, getting you associated with people. So really cool.
I'm amazed at the amount of partners in business that I have that help with everything from insurance to notary services to trying to think what I've used, to answering services, to bookkeeping services, to what else do we use in the CVABC?
So many things.
So it's just been a great resource for me to be able to find someone local that I can talk to and not have to do like a 1-800 number and talk to a different person every time I do it. Like dealing with local business that is investing in our community, because that's what small businesses do. They don't just operate and try to make money. They invest back. So
definitely.
Speaking of that, we're doing an Elves for Elders tree that still has a lot of tags on it. So if you want to get a tag from that, you can stop by our office. You can even call our office and we will text you a picture of the tag. So if you want to pick one, you can do it that way as well. So you don't even have to come by our office, because I think the deadline for that is Friday.
Yeah, they want to have, they would love to have all the gifts back by December 6th. And I mean, I know Vicki said they could take them a little later, but the goal is December 6th because they will start delivering them that next week.
Yeah. So we've got a lot of tags. If you want to, you can call our office and ask. Someone will find one for you, or, even if, so later in the afternoon, we have limited staff in the afternoon after about 2-3 o'clock. So if you call and they're like, I can't help you with that, call us the next day. We can text you a picture and send you that. And we've also got a spreadsheet we can send out for all the things. So if you just want to get part of the things and get back, that's great. Like if you wanted to buy like all the shampoo. So
yeah. And don't forget, if you're listening and maybe you're a small business owner in the area, you're not a member of the Central Virginia Business Coalition.
And why not?
And yes, exactly. But, maybe you've been on the fence. Maybe you've been like, I want to, not sure whether to or not. Just a quick, this month, this is the last month to join for our 120-year progress special, where you can join for $120 for our lower, just standard membership. So you have one more month left to get that done. You can go right on our website and do that under the join button. Lots going on. We do have a holiday coffee talk that'll be happening this month at the Craddock and Terry Hotel on December the 20th. So if you're not a member, you can come to the coffee talk without being a member. You can come, just check us out, meet and greet with people, kind of get an idea of what we do and who we are. We would love to have you. But if your goal for 2025 is to grow, let us help you do that. Like, that's what we want to do, whether it's through coming on the podcast like this, whether it's, digital billboards, whether it's through co-op marketing, networking, referrals, all those things. Yeah. Lunch and learns. We've got it. We've got ways and opportunities to help you do that. So we know small businesses are struggling. We get it. We're trying our best to incorporate new ideas, new programs, new things going into 2025 to try and help you out with that. So a lot of that information, like I said, you can find on our website and kind of, or contact me, Heather@cvabc.org. I am happy to sit down with you, go over the benefits, whether it's in person, whether it's through Zoom, whether it's a phone call, lunch, coffee. I like all of it. So
yeah. And the biggest thing that we hear when people find out about the CVABC for the first time and they come and talk to Heather about, what the membership and everything offers, they're like, this is like, where was this? Like there is so much here that I can use. And it's kind of like, I can get it all in one place. It's not expensive. You can, even to do sponsorships for CVABC is not an expensive thing to do, because you can do, what is it, a $500 sponsorship breaks up to what a month?
Yeah. So our $500 sponsorship right now, if you sign up before the end of this month, actually, we get 10% off. So it's $450. And that is for the entirety of 2025. It breaks down to about $36 and change a month.
Which is not bad.
And with that, you get like a month on a digital billboard. You get free ticket credit to events or for booth spaces or for, all these different things, lots of recognition on banners and such. So it's a great opportunity to, showcase yourself for just a little bit more money, but not much, and get a lot more benefit. So
exactly.
Perfect. Yeah. And you can find out more information about that at
cvabc.org. I hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next Wednesday.
That's right. Come to the Christmas parades.